Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome, and for those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the January 2021 flip through of my A5 half-year Stalogy for work, and if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Alright, so this shouldn't be a very long video, but it's going to be a little bit chatty in the beginning part, so I will put timestamps in both the description box as well as the pinned comment. So before we get into this, I did want to mention that I didn't load the final week setup for this because later last week, around like Wednesday night, Thursday morning, I wasn't feeling well, and that was the 21st. So I took the day off, even though I was working from home. I actually still wasn't feeling that great on Friday, but I did have some reports that needed to get done, so I worked 4 hours and then took the rest of the afternoon off. By Saturday afternoon, I was feeling much better. And so I started watching Bridgerton and finished the series on Sunday. Really enjoyed it, so thank you for all of those of you who suggested it. But because of that, I didn't do a lot of filming. I did the filming of the movie, TV, and book journal that I'm starting. If you're interested, I'll link that video below. But I didn't film the setup in here. I didn't film the Happy Nietzsche. So there's just some videos that I'm behind on. But you know what? That's fine. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stress myself out over it. And so I just wanted to explain why. I don't know that anyone actually really cares, but it's like, oh, it's the first one since I've started this that I actually didn't film it. And I actually think it came out really cute. The other thing I wanted to give you guys a status update again before we do the flip through is look at that. So I was telling my mom the other night that I was down to black licorice, and which is my least favorite jelly bean, and juicy pear, which is my most favorite jelly bean. And then the other night when her and my brother went to Target, they came back with 2 pounds worth of jelly beans. Now the ones that I got for Christmas were 20 flavors. This is nearly 50. And so it has all the flavors on the back here. I haven't opened this yet. I will decant some of this to that jar that I was showing you and periodically do jelly bean status updates. And then the rest I'll just keep in storage, like in a Ziploc bag or something. But I am very interested in this. Why wouldn't I be? I love jelly beans. But I thought it'd be fun to show you guys because they actually picked this up on Tuesday night, but because I haven't filmed anything, I'm like, I'm not opening it until I show you guys because I think you'll get a kick out of it as much as I did. And fun fact, I've actually been to the Jelly Belly factory in California. It was lovely. It was dangerous, but it was lovely. All right, so now through the flip through. Now I'm on my lunch break. It is Thursday the 28th, but I know that I will not be changing anything in the week that I've done, and I'll show you that in just a bit. So I can film it now and then upload it. Now I do have this section here, and this I plan on doing tomorrow afternoon because tomorrow is the last work day for January, and then I'll just go down the row at the end of every month. And this one I won't be doing until at the very earliest maybe April, because by then I'll already start having some dates for both the summer and the fall session. I did put the tab on. I don't know when I did that or if I ever mentioned that I did that, but I do have the tab here. And so this was the setup for January. Oh, I didn't do this week. And so office the first 3 days of the week, and then work from home the last 2 days. This was a printable that I picked up from Naked Grids. I actually will be using the printable again for February and probably throughout the rest of the academic year. This was also a printable from Naked Grids. And actually, while I'm thinking about that, let me grab something. Now, I want to say it was Constance. I didn't check before I started filming, but I think it was Constance who had asked if this cover would be sufficient for a classic happy planner. So this is a classic happy notes, and you can see if just by laying on it, it will not be a cover for this. I mean, unless you don't mind having like a quarter of your planner stick out, if all you're doing is wanting to protect the rings, then yeah, it absolutely can do that, but it won't cover the planner. And so I had mentioned to her that I would show the comparison. Now, I don't know where it's gone to, but I believe a mini would fit in here. I think a mini would actually be a little bit small for it, but it definitely should fit the size. So I hope that helps just by giving you the visual of it. I thought I had a mini near me, but I don't see it. So yes, the classic will not fit. This is an A5 size. If you can find a planner cover or just a notebook cover that is in a B5 size, I think that would actually fit better. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention was another viewer had asked, why do I put a printable on the paper by Stalogy, which is very good paper. And to be honest, I use the printables because they're faster. Now, in previous months, when I started this, I was doing everything by hand. And I love the look of it. I love the quality of the paper. But ultimately, this needs to work for me. And so if this makes the setup faster, if I can focus on the decorative aspect of it, that's why I do it. And I was thinking, well, I'll go back to doing hand-drawn ones, and I might, but again, you cannot beat the convenience of using a printable. Even when I'm tailoring it, it is still faster than when I'm setting up myself. Plus, I love the different looks that it gives it. Plus, I'm also supporting a small Etsy shop. And all of this month has been the same Etsy shop. And so I just wanted to address those two things because it's been on my mind. So use printables, don't use printables, add stickers, add washi, don't. I mean, ultimately it's a blank notebook that you get to do with what you will. All right, so month is now done. I don't foresee any changes to this. I mean, I'm feeling fine, so I will be working tomorrow. I have finished all my goals. This is just the important dates and deadlines. I found this actually very helpful. And so I will be using this page again for the February setup, which I will probably be doing either tonight or tomorrow or this weekend. This was a fail on my part because I did not keep track of it. And so for February, I'm probably just going to cover that up because, yeah, I can't think of anything else that I track on a daily basis. And I've shown these here. I really did like this little Dutch door action. So, you know, you might see this every once and again. I love the different printables from Claudia's shop, Naked Grids. So I would highly recommend it. It will be linked below. And I realized when I was editing that I didn't read the quote here, and then I'll read the quote here because this is actually new to you guys. You haven't seen this filled out. And so the quote that I chose for this page is, "If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way." And that was by Martin Luther King Jr. And I specifically chose that quote because it was Martin Luther King holiday in that week. And so I thought it's always nice to have a day off from work, but it's also important to remember why and celebrate the person that really changed so much of how we think of things here in the US. And so that was my work week. I did get a lot done in the office, and so even though I was out a day and a half last week, there's still quite a bit on here. And then the quote that I chose for last week was, "Yet despite the look on my face, you are still talking." If you know me in person, you know that that's a thing, not just on Zoom. Sometimes after colleagues come and talk to me than people in my office, because the way our office is set up, I can actually see directly into my boss's office and she can see into mine. And she's like, oh, I saw your face. I don't know why they kept talking. I'm like, right? Why? Anyway. So that was the quote for that week. And then this is the setup that I did for this. Now, because it is not the end of the week, I haven't done my thoughts out. And I did use the entire sticker sheet. There is no sticker here. And so for the decorative part, basically I just use all of those quote stickers. None of this makes sense. And the only thing I wanted it to do was not have the same color stacked on top the same color. This is a vellum sheet that I had in my stack, some of those girl stickers. The completed task, there's 2 more things I need to add here, and then really I'm just finishing up some tasks that are on here, and I won't be adding anything else. I've got my to-do list that I'll need to remember to review for the next month, which is next week. And then that was my calendar for the week, because although I do have that monthly setup, which is there, and I like seeing the just monthly overview, I also like seeing on a week-to-week basis on what's going on by way of Zoom meetings, working from home, office. Next week, my schedule will be slightly different. The following week, it'll be slightly different again, but that's okay. When I do the February setup, I'll talk a little bit about that. I didn't do any of the notes like I had done in previous months because, like I mentioned, when I was setting up January, I don't actually refer back to them. And so it just, to me, it makes it look ugly, but more so, it's just a waste of space. I do have ideas on what I want to do for February, so I'll be filming that, like I said, in the next few days. I don't need it until Monday. Love Claudia's printables. I love that they are very functional in and of themselves. Oh, and I meant to tell you, if you're looking for this printable, it's called the to-do list. And I just changed it up into how I need it. But I love that I can turn it into something that I need. And based on the printables that I used for December, I found it actually the best sized of the printables, and that just might be on me, but also the one that I could convert the easiest to what I needed it to do. Because some of these are really cute, like this is Claudia's here. Some of these are really cute, but they're not really functional for the way that I like to plan. This is really cute too, but it's kind of small. And again, it could be my own problem with the way that I printed it out. But I don't know. I love that I have several different ones from her that I can print as many times as I want to, use them in here, and then use them in different ways. And so you'll definitely be seeing a lot of her printables because I enjoy the flexibility and the ability to customize them. But that's the January flip through. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, aloha.